write about. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist. Am I worth anything or just discount? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
That was great sounds of Watson with Outside on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Preston, with my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, Mr. EZ BlueZ. Easy, you're always better at introductions more than me. Who do we have with us on the program today?
Ladies and gentlemen, some people would like to think that this person can defy gravity. Some people might like to think that this person can sit and really understand the moment. This person is a lyrical mastermind. This person is stepping up to the plate and to truly understand what it is to be there. I want you to put your hands together, not if you're driving. If you're driving, please keep your hands at 10 and 2 so we don't need any accidents. But mentally, put your hands together for the fantastic, the amazing, the stupendous, the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Bic Wic is in the building. Wicked, welcome.
Yes. I put my hands together for that intro.
There you go.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Everything's all good. How y'all brothers doing, man?
Doing good.
Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Bic Wic, before we get started, we just want to see your face. We don't have really good lighting on you real quick.
Oh, man. Okay, let me light this up a little bit.
Definitely. I don't want to blind you, though. That's the thing.
See if y'all can see me better.
All right, beautiful.
If not, I have to put some more light in there. I got it.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Just give me a sec. I can get it lit up. I was in here in the mood. I'm doing the studio stuff right now.
No, we understand. We really do.
I knew this was happening, so hold on a second.
Yeah, there you go.
Easy, you know all too well about that.
Oh no, when you're in the mode, you're in the vibe. You've got to be in that chill spot. It's got to be right there. You got to be super focused and all that.
Exactly.
I truly understand. Truly understand. There you go.
Is that a little better? I mean, it's not that bright in this room. That's what the problem is. But
you know what?
That's better.
Oh, that's better.
That's much better. Yeah, see, we couldn't see your face before. That's really what it came down to.
Yeah.
Was you were pixelated.
Yeah, move things around a little bit. Maybe I could.
Love the Connecticut hat, by the way.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Always.
Same. That's nice. That's cool.
Representation.
Mm-hmm. It's important.
Yes, sir. Okay, there I go.
You look a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's perfect.
All right.
For those who may not know you, who is Bic Wic, aka Wicked, in your own words?
That's a loaded question. I'm gonna go with the simple answer. Bic Wic, aka Wicked. Hey, man. On the one hand, regular dude, hard worker. You know what I mean? Very consistent and persistent and goal-oriented about, this music and just life as a whole. But on the entertainment side, been in the game. I mean, I started back with my man DJ White Rock on mixtapes. Mm-hmm. And we just kept moving. Then I ran into a friend of mine, God rest his soul, DJ K Slay. And we started doing mixtapes, and then, went on from there. I did some features with a few artists from Papoose to some Dipset guys, Raekwon from Wu-Tang. It's a small little list of artists I did some things with, collabs with, and dropped a few albums, a few mixtapes, and, went through my trials and tribulations, and here we are, lit summer. Even though we going down the end of summer, it's still lit.
Hey man, summer is a point of view and a perspective. It can be at any time of year. You could have summer in December if you're in the right price bag.
Well, it's funny because in the song that I did that in, I kind of thought that, so I said it's about to be a lit summer. Matter of fact, it'd be a lit winter, and after that, it'd be a lit fall. Man,
exactly.
I'm a lit brother. You know what I mean? Like,
there
so I
you
kind
go.
of did it all around, just in case. If you want to get lit, just get lit. It don't matter what time. Yeah.
So one of the main things I love to get into the aspect. I know you started out doing the mixtapes and different stuff like that. Yep. But when was the first time you rhymed?
Wow, first time I rhymed. I mean, like seriously or like playing around?
No. When you first started playing around, because that's when you were your truest self, bro. When
That's
you were
true.
just playing around and doing that's when it bit you. I want to know when it bit you.
I heard it's crazy you asked me that. I heard I was young. I was like I want to say like 7 or 8, and my brother was in the shower rapping, and he was rapping some Run DMC and some Fat Boys. He was doing Fat Boys and Run DMC, but I heard him. I thought it was him, and he rapping it, and I'm like, yo, what is that? Like that's hot. Like, and then he put me on to what it was, and I think I got the bug from that. Like Run DMC and Fat Boys, that wasn't even my era. That was my older brother's era. But just I don't know. That I literally, whenever somebody asked me the first time, and I started playing around with it, that comes to my mind.
It's that moment.
Moment.
It's that aha moment. That's and it's so dope too that it is Run DMC and the Fat Boys, because a lot of people overlook, especially the Fat Boys.
Exactly.
No one overlooks Run DMC.
But I'm gonna tell you, Run DMC. That shows me the level of interviewer you are, because nobody ever asked me that, so that answer never came out of my mouth. If the normal question that people ask me normally brings me to like up to like Big Daddy Kane and Rock, that era. That's like but that question right there brought me so far back. That was an answer I never had to answer before.
That's awesome. Well, we love to have that type of experience. So now, as you're building and as you're growing, what are some of the influences that you're pulling? Obviously, you have your brother, you have Run DMC, Fat Boys, but Big Daddy Kane obviously is one of them as well. But who, as you continue to grow, has become one of your biggest influences?
I like a lot of artists. So one of my biggest, I mean, I can't say I don't love Tupac, because I do. The Biggie and Tupac era, the Nas and Jay-Z era. But I'm very like I like a lot of artists. So even it depends on which era you're talking about, because I like artists in this new era too. You know what I mean? So I get influenced by a lot of different things. Sometimes not even just music. I could see something and then I start writing a song. So, and as far if we going by eras, then those are the eras: Kane, Rakim, then the Nas and Jay-Z era. But in this era, I would say like the J. Cole's and the Drakes and the Kendricks. Those guys, they're really holding it down right now. I get influenced from something that sounds hot. I hear it. Right. I don't care who you are. I don't care how whack you are. If you spit something fire, I'm like, oh, he just said something. You know what I mean? And it get my mind turning.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's kind of like almost like that call and answer back aspect of it. Because the way that I always look at it with musicians is we're all just trying to find our big piece of the song.
Right.
And when that song constantly calls to you, you need to call back to it. So when I hear something that's like, that person wanted to say that way. Well, I'm gonna say this way, and now then and it's there. So I totally understand.
Understand. It's good. Yeah.
You've been connected to legends in music and sports. How did those relationships impact your mindset?
I learned a lot. I learned a lot about the music industry. I learned a lot excuse me, I feel like I gotta sneeze 1 second. It didn't come out. I hope it don't catch me off guard. But anyway, but you get that little itch. I don't know where it went. But anyway, yeah, I learned a lot, and I learned that this industry is very small, and things on the outside are not as they appear on the inside so much. And so dealing with, like, I would go to the studio with God rest his soul, with K Slay. I would go to the studio with him sometimes, and I'll sit in there with Scarface from the Ghetto Boys and Bum B. Like, I met all these guys in there with him. But these dudes are just regular dudes, like, I mean, like talking like me and you talking right now, just like, hey, what up? But you don't think that when you see it. So I learned, like, yo, and that's what got me, and that motivates me too. Because when you see somebody is just like you, doing everything you're doing, it's just that they got a certain lane opened up for them, and you might not have that lane yet, but that's the only difference. Other than that, The mentality is the same. The goal is the same. The grind is the same. It's all the, so I mean, you know, that's just a small part of it. But I did learn a lot by being around people. Mm-hmm.
Mixtapes with DJ K-Slay, Big Mike, DJ Green Lantern. What was that era of mixtape hustle like for you? Because 5 years from now, people are not really going to be talking about mixtapes anymore, in my perception.
Yo, it was like the golden era, man. And you know, while you in it, because I'm speaking for myself, while I'm
of course,
I'm not looking at it that way. I'm just grinding. But looking back on it and what we kind of lost with that, it's like, all right, I accept what it is because you really can't change, you know, it is what it is. But like I try to tell my son and my nephews and a couple of them, because they some of them do music, and I was just like, man, listen, you know, that era of the DJ being like the host or the introducer of new talent, of his or her cosign, but saying, yo, brand new from this, yo, the anticipation level when you see that name on a playlist. And then the DJ come in, all that is, I mean, I don't know, I don't want to say it's gone, but it's not what it was, you know. So do I miss it? Yeah, because that was like a nice era, and it meant something to get on a mixtape, you know, to get your name featured on there, and then for people to read it, and then for the DJ to introduce it, and then bring it back if you want to bring it back or whatever. Yo, that meant something. It was a whole thing. So
yeah, because that was before social media. It was your hard work felt earned.
Yeah. And then on top of that, if you start putting your own, because I would put out my own mixtapes, and I'll just go get the DJ to host mine. So now, I try to tell these guys now that, yo, there was a whole nother legwork situation with this. Like, you put out your own, now you got to push your own. You're not getting on the internet and pressing a button. And I'm not saying that getting on the internet and pressing a button is not a good thing, but what I'm trying to say is, if anything, do both. Still use some of that physical work. Don't just sit home and press a button and then say, all right, it's all over. That's it. You know?
That's because it's not all over, because that's really, to me, that's when the record starts. You know, when you release the records, when it starts, because then you got to start your promo, you got to get your press tour together. You got to highlight what singles you want to release. You got to look at what visuals you want to drop. You know, that's when the real work starts. And we talk about that a lot on the show, because a lot of artists feel all they have to do is press send and they've accomplished something. Now, look, I'm not knocking what you've accomplished, because if you release something in this world, that is a sight upon sight. More power to you. But the work, all right, hasn't only started. Go ahead, brother.
So I did the single that I just had out this summer. A perfect example. We released the single on social media, and then I started telling, because the guy that produced the single, G-Rock, peace to G-Rock, he's a younger kid. And so I was like, all right, well, like he just said, that's the beginning. He's like, no, it's out now. I was like, no, it ain't. We got to put it out. Like, yeah, that's just, I mean, I try to explain, like, the platforms is just so that if people search, it's there. But now you got to make it known. It's 1 million people putting out music. So how are you making it known? So we got T-shirts pressed up. We was doing, I had lighters that said Lit Summer on. I was giving out T-shirts. We shot the video. We did a whole bunch of stuff. And I had a small amount of time to do it because we kind of released it late. You know, so I had, but I still, you know, that work still got put in. The next single, more work will get put in because we'll be releasing it. We don't have a time limit. That was called Lit Summer. It kind of gave us a time limit.
You can't necessarily drop that in December. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's the other thing that people don't seem to understand. There's a whole art form to when you're going to drop something too. Exactly. You know, you got to look at it, you know, where things are going to roll out. You really don't want to drop anything in December because people are obsessed with holiday music. Right. Everything's going to get taken down, period. Right. You're just wasting money unless you are a super established star. Beyonce could drop an album tomorrow. Beyonce could drop an album the day of Christmas, and it's still going to do well.
Right.
You are not Beyonce.
Exactly. Yeah, well said. So, especially when you're independent, you want to try to make the smartest move because you already don't have the machine behind you as it is. So, you want to try to make the smartest move where you can kind of ride waves. And so, if you're a underground artist and then you know that there's a underground movement coming through in June, you might want to jump on that wave, you know what I mean, in June. So I kind of try to orchestrate things like that. I didn't used to do that. I used to, but that in the mixtape days, it didn't matter. Because in the mixtape days, you could drop, I don't care what's going on, you drop. Like, I learned that from, and now, I mean, I guess some guys still strategically drop, but when hanging with K Slay, he had this attitude that was just, I don't care when it is. I'm dropping at 2:00 in the morning. When that Ether song came out and Nas gave it to, I was with K Slay when he got that song. Wow. And we was at the strip club in New York. You know, we was in New York though.
You were in New York at the club of gentlemen like
gentlemen like, yes,
gentlemen
completely
like
understandable. Completely understandable.
It was like it was like 2 a.m. in the morning, and Green Lantern came through with the Green Lantern and I forget this brother's name. This other brother though that deal with Slay came through with the record and put it in. Yo, I got the new Ether right now. My mixtape coming out tonight, 2 a.m. Yo, and it did. He dropped it that night, and it came, the next morning it was out. So I mean, like, I guess it goes with whatever the momentum is, you know, at the moment.
Right.
Yeah, you can just do it, or sometimes you just do you. But I would recommend for independent artists to try to ride a wave and not and be strategic about your drop so that you could get the most promotion out of it that you can. You know what I mean?
No, definitely.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Life hit you hard with an unfortunate event that kept you away for 13 years. What did that time teach you about yourself?
Bro, I wrote 3 books. I read about 1,000 books. I no lie. Like, I wish I had the list of. I became a paralegal, certified paralegal. Yeah. I became a certified paralegal, y'all.
Awesome.
You know.
Okay.
I went to college. I became certified in business administration. It's unfortunate. Without going so far into it, it's unfortunate
of course.
when situations take place that are blown to a point where it went to that level, and then I had to internalize and you know, kind of ask myself why, which birthed my autobiography that I wrote. That's not out yet, unpublished, but it will be. But I had to look inside, and I asked a lot of why questions. What's up with it? You know, and I found a lot. I found a lot inside, and like I said, if anything, if anybody thought I was good or great or doing anything bossy then that journey made me greater. Not that I wanted it, I hated it.
Right.
But I did not let it break me. Instead, I added on. So I'm out here now, stronger, wiser, bolder, better. I stayed on my craft. I stayed focused. I got more spiritual. I just went through this whole recycle thing because I was looking for the why and everything. You know what I'm saying? And so, God willing, there's some very, very fortunate situations coming out of that right in the next couple of weeks, hopefully.
Nice.
That still was going on since then because I just been a fighter the whole time. But yeah, definitely deep self-examination, questioning why. Because you got to understand when you're on a certain pedestal, like right when all that happened, I had a meeting set up through Peace to Mark LaBelle at Shady Records. He was a good friend of mine.
Oh wow.
And he's the vice president over there. And he was bringing me to Jimmy Iovine. And then I had another meeting. I just had met with G Unit. Then I had another meeting with Def Jam coming up. But all of that got squashed when that happened to me. Like I was gone. I wasn't there to go to no meetings. So I write about that in the book, like how that feels when you're right 1 week away, 2 weeks, 1 week away from everything you work for, and then to get it pulled up under your feet like that. And then, so, in some ways, and I'll stop on here. In some ways, I felt like, after, during the middle or near the end of that journey, I started feeling like, you know what? With the things that I just learned here, maybe I wasn't supposed to do that just yet. What I was getting ready to do, because I probably would have played myself or done some things that I regretted with contractual and things of that nature. Mentally, I wasn't all the way there. And now I know so much about the industry that I was playing around in then. I know so much more now. So I'm ready, man. Like, I can't even explain it.
No, it's definitely understandable, because I know, like, my career music-wise has been over 30 years. And, sitting there and looking at it and breaking it all down, there's been many a times I've sat at the cusp of that, of that moment. And if I would have made that choice, I could have been part of a Diddy party. Like, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
me too.
Let's be real.
I got some stories about that, dude. I mean,
we'll talk about that off air. This is a family show.
No.
WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven.
No, they're in my book. It's in my book. I
All
won't go there. But I want to mention one thing based off what you just said about the 30 years and this and that. Sitting in there, this is God is something else, man. Sitting in there from the time I started, I would say to myself, as time went by, I say to myself, damn, I'm done with this. You know what I mean? I'm about to I'm about to age out. It's over. This and that. That hits your mind as time goes by. And I promise you, 1 year, I forget which year it was, but 1 year, I started seeing hip hop evolve. I was wondering when it was going to happen, because I think when Big Daddy Kane turned 30, they started aging him out back then. And I used to hate that because he was still so dope. I used to be like, yo, why did, and I was like, hip hop, the only craft that does that. No other genre does that. But it started evolving, man. I started watching dudes come out, and then I started watching the reaction from the young boys in there where I was at. And they'd be like, their thing is they didn't even care who the person was. If it sounded hot, they was like this. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's changing. So now it don't matter what age you are. If you're popping off something fire, you're gonna get that response. Of course, you might have some haters here and there, but that come with the game. That's always gonna happen.
That's true.
But for the most part, from what hip hop has evolved to, from what I see right now, if you put out some fire, people gonna respond to it. Simple as that. And I love that. I love that, because I was waiting for it to get to that.
It's super interesting, because I kind of had a very similar experience when I was in the military. I was pretty much done with music, didn't want to do music anymore, different type of aspect of it. And then I would go into the smoke pit, and you'd see some of these kids who like staring at the stereo or staring at their phones, trying to get to that next connection with that music, and how important that was for them and for the culture to grow in different aspects there. And I realized it's kind of when I fell back in love with making music.
Dope. Dope. It happens, man. And like I said, I'm just happy to see the evolution of hip hop. I'm happy to see brothers not being put in a box and then being able to still make good music. Blew my mind when LL came back. I said, yo, what? And it was hot. Like, I was like,
that's the thing. No matter what, he could take like 30 years off and be like, I'm just gonna drop a record and it's gonna be dope.
Right. That's it. As long as you dropping something dope. So that was dope. That's dope. Yep.
Lit Summer marks your first official release after that break. What does that track mean to you personally?
It meant the world to me to literally be able to come back and compete in a way where I was looking at social media and the young people was posting that joint crazy, doing stuff to it. You know, just dancing or like some of them was fighting. I didn't like that, but it is what it is. And then, you know, just stuff was going on. Females was modeling and just playing the record. So that was one. And then, you know, a lot of times I'll like with that record, I'll go to like my older brother, for instance, the one that was rapping in the shower.
Of course.
He part of the team heavy right now. So I'll go to him, piece of Rated R. I'll go to him because I know he's from a different era. Right. So I got my nephews I'll play something for. Now I got my older brother I'll play something for. And I want to see if I get a good reaction out of both parties. You know, because I knew Lit Summer was kind of a different flow for me. You know what I mean? I knew that already. And I knew the beat was like more of a, you know, nowadays type of beat. I knew all of those things. It was strategic when I did that. So I went to my brother and he was like, yo, you dumbing on this. Like you spit. I was like, okay. I said, you like it? He was like, yo, that's fire. Yo, trust me. I went to my nephew. It was like, yo, that ain't you, huh? I was like, that's me. It's like, yo. I was like, yeah. They was like, when this coming out? So I was like, all right, I got something. I'm going to drop it. You know what I mean? So I love the fact that I was able to, like he said, to come back after that time frame and then drop something that got accepted like that from everybody and not, and even my boys, like, you know, dudes, it was like, yo, this right here. Like, so I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I wanted to see if I could do that. You know, it was like a test for me. And then, and it's not that every song will be that same vibe. I'm not saying that, but I've always been the kind of artist that I like to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I'm kind of all over the place. If you really listen to some of my stuff in the past, you might hear a song I got called Untouchable, where I'm just, we are untouchable, untouchable, whoa, whoa. Like I'm saying, I'm like kind of singing on it. You know what I mean? I thought I told you about me. And then, you know, I'm doing all that. But then I got another joint where I'm like, yo, you know, I'm spitting. So I'm everywhere. If I feel the beat, I'm going to go where the beat take me. That's just the kind of artist I've always been.
Right.
You know? So that song, though, to answer that question, yeah, that gave me, that felt like everything to be able to drop a new track and then get accepted in different genres like that. Even my daughter, who's 16, well, just turned 16, was her and her friends. She telling me, my friend want to know if she could post your song. Like, of course. Like, I look like saying no. Tell everybody yes. You know what I mean? So it was good, man.
How do you balance honoring your past work with creating a fresh sound today?
Good question. You said, how do I
balance honoring your past work with creating a fresh sound today?
I feel like number one, I feel like if I have any people that follow my work or that rock with me, that they're going to take this journey with me too. That's number one. But I don't think it's that hard for me to honor my past because it's still all me. Like I have, I ride around listening to the old stuff a lot. So I don't think it'll be hard for me. But I mean, some people might say, like if they hear it, they might say, "Oh, yo, this right here sound completely different than that." But if they listen to my whole catalog, they're gonna say that a lot because there's a lot of things that sound completely different than. Like I had this one song, I posted it because I performed, years back. I opened up for Mary J. Blige, so I did I did a song called Remedy, and it's real fast. Like, come on, can I say that, man? I probably could say, come on, let me in. They could rap and flip it, baby. Y'all just want to fling it. Let me. I mean, I'm saying some sexy stuff.
Yeah.
I was rapping fast like that on the whole song. And that was completely out the norm from other things that I do. So I kind of feel like it's not going to be hard to honor everything that I did in the past. And in fact, I'm going to always keep that stuff because I feel like that is who I am. Even though I'm making this journey that I'm doing now, that still is who I am. It's just going to have to work together. And don't think it ain't going to be on a new project. It ain't going to be no lyrical flames going on. It's going to be that. But I'm just saying I'm venturing in other places, but I'm definitely going to give people that heat.
Two-part question. Who helped you brought the song Lit Summer to life in the studio? And what inspires your writing process now to compare to before?
Got it. Quick story. I go in the studio. First of all, shout out to DJ White Rock. Shout out to G Rock. That's his son. His son did the track for Lit Summer. So he called me one day. We go in the studio, and his son starts playing these tracks for me. It's boom bap music, right? So I'm listening. He's like, "Yeah, man, I listen to all your stuff on YouTube. I know exactly what you need. Check this out. Boom, bap, bap, boom, bap." I'm listening. I'm like, yeah. Nah. He's like, nah, what you mean? I was like, I love it, but I'm looking for something. I already had Lit Summer, the chorus and the first verse written. I didn't have the beat. I didn't have the beat yet, but I had in my mind, I had formed what I want. So I knew exactly what I needed. I already had wrote it. And that's actual the chorus is a Drake sample. It's about to be a lit summer. But I heard that and I said, I want to sample that. You know, so that and then but I knew what kind of beat I needed. So when he was playing these beats, I'm like, I love that, but no. So he was like, well, he played like 5. I was like, he said, what you want then? I said, what I want is what's the beat that you woke up, got out of your bed, ate some eggs and cheese, and then went in there and made. Play those. And the first one he played was Lit Summer. I said, that's it. Let me get that. He said, what you gonna do with that? I said, I got it. Trust me. Let me get that. So that's how that came about. That was literally how that came about. And then when I put the first verse to it, he was like, oh, I see where you're going. I got you. And then I had to sit there and write the second verse right in the studio. So I did it and we laid it. And then it came out to what it is. Second part of the question, I forgot.
What inspires your writing process now compared to before?
I think it's always been the beats.
Right.
And I think it's still the beats. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like I was reading the 48 Laws of Power, right, while I was locked up. And it was talking about how a king, you know, not saying I'm a king and nothing, but they were talking about how a king stays a king. Saying that he can't stay a king if he don't change.
Right.
And meet the expectations of the people. That's the quickest way to get overthrown is to stop meeting the expectations of the people, and then they start getting riled up and say, man, we don't want this guy. And they overthrow you. So while he is the king and he got the law of the land, he still has to make sure his laws go with what the people want, you know, in some ways. So I take that and I took that strategy and I said to myself, you know what? I don't want to go out and completely go one way with it. Like I used to, like just go be my old self and just force that on people who are new people listening to hip hop, who are older people still listening, but you got new people too. So I said to myself, I'm a dip and dab in this right quick and see if I could do it. I'm gonna play with some of this new sound. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard those new sounds, the new beats, I kind of knew what I had to do. So that influenced me to write that Lit Summer in particular. That Lit Summer song was just the new vibes, the new sounds that's going on. And I wrote it in that style. You know what I mean? So to answer that question simple and plain, I would just say the beats, man. So then it boils down to what is my selection. So now I'm very strategic about my tracks. So I know what I want before I got it. So before I used to just get beats and just write to them. Now I'm picking because I want to know. I know the direction I want.
Right.
So I'm picking what I want now. And so like I said, that's why I keep saying it's not to say that I'm not going to pick some boom bap. I'm pretty sure on my project I will. But I also want to give other people that came into hip hop, I want to give them something too. I don't want to force something down that they're not really into or they don't want. I'm gonna give you what you want, and then when you get in here, you're gonna get some of the other authentic boom bap with it. You know what I mean? That's just my little strategy. That's my little way of doing it.
Now, it's super interesting because we see the evolution of the industry and we see the evolution of music in general. Do you feel that the playlist is going to be taking over completely for the mixtapes?
What do you mean by playlist? Break that down.
Playlists, like, because you have Spotify playlists,
Okay.
and you have Apple playlists and different things like that, which are mixtapes. If we're being honest,
pretty much.
It's a matter of they're continuously out there and different aspects.
So I just hosted DJ Lazy. I don't know if you didn't know who DJ Lazy K is.
Mm-hmm.
But I just hosted a mixtape of hers, Dope Mix 286. Shout out Lazy K. So, and I was wondering that when I came back, I was wondering how that works because all I knew from in there behind that wall was the digital stuff. We had tablets in there, but like you said, everything was download, this and that. So I'm like, I don't know where the mixtapes is at unless you are a DJ that's signed to a record label putting artists together for an album. Like Slay and all them was doing it. So I get it on that level of mixtapes. But as far as the street mixtape, I was wondering that. But she's still doing them. And apparently there's a few other people still doing them. And livemixtapes.com, you go up there, you see a whole bunch of DJs up there. So that to answer that question, that's my thinking is I'm like, it's not over yet, I don't think. I don't think that the playlist could, even if the mixtape DJs decided to stop doing them, I don't think the playlist could fill that void because you don't have the influence of the DJ. You don't have the shout outs in the you know, throughout the record, throughout the mixtape. You know, you don't have the little plugs or the freestyles or whatever the case. That stuff is not incorporated in the playlist. So it's going to be hard to capture that same mixtape energy with a playlist. So in that sense, at least right now as it stands, I don't think mixtapes is over. And then you know, shout out my man DJ White Rock. He just dropped a mixtape. He's still been dropping them. He told me for years, and he's been sending them all over. And believe it or not, on CD.
Nice. Well,
sending them all over, man.
Well, I'm starting to see like a rebirth of CDs and cassette tapes are actually a really big thing right now too. And that's dealing with just the different aspects of music. I'm a rock musician. So people like, oh, we want to hold, you know, we just ordered 1,000 CDs. I never thought I'd order another CD in my entire life.
I'll tell you, when we did Lit Summer, my man White Rock kept saying to me, yo, you should do this, put some CDs out. You should get. I didn't do it only because, like I said, we were so crushed for time, summer and all. So I was like, the promotion gonna get cut short a little bit with this because we just don't have the time. But he was trying to tell me that, and he was like, yeah, man, I still send CDs all over when I drop mixtapes. I was like, yeah. So I mean, I guess there's some. It's still here. It's not completely gone yet, and it may not go all the way. It may find its way right back to the forefront because you're missing elements, man. When you a cassette tape or a CD, remember we used to get it. We open it up, look at the pictures, read who's on it, the credits. We download an error right now. You don't get nothing with it. So when people start to realize that, who knows what could happen? They might want that again. So yeah.
Do you feel the streaming era helps or hurts artists like yourself or many others?
Again, the era that I came from and came up in, I will say it was a lot of politics and a lot of if you don't know this person, then you can't get, just like with mixtapes. If you can't get on the biggest DJ's mixtapes if you don't have some kind of connection or some kind of credibility, and you can't get in certain radio stations or certain. So that was the era. So what streaming did was kind of bypassed a lot of that. So on the one hand, I'm gonna say, man, I like it because you can be worldwide like this, boom,
absolutely,
you know, and be out there. But then on the other hand, you don't have the machine behind you like you would have if you're going through this certain DJ or certain record label or certain, you know. So I'm torn with that, but I think they're both. I think both.
It's a double-edged sword.
I think they're both needed because I love the streaming thing for independent artists because now a person can't come in and say, well, nah, I'm putting my cousin on first because that's my cousin. And you'd be like, no, I'm putting mine out right now. You know, so I love it for those reasons. You don't have to wait for nobody. You don't got to be caught up in the politics. But then on the flip side of it, you still do want to have, if you can get it, some of that machine to be behind you to push through their major marketing campaigns and all those things. So I think both. I think both is needed right now. For the independent artist, both is needed. But for the dude that's trying to come up, both is needed. If you already out there, super famous, this and that, you might pick a side. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We'll pick our side on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. You work with names like Papoose and Dipset affiliates in the past. Who's on your collab wish list now in 2025?
Dang. I mean, as far as anybody new, as far as like a new artist, I'd like to sit down with J. Cole. I think the dude, I think he is crazy. And man, I don't know, man. I mean, I liked a lot of the new guys. I think lyrically, J. Cole, Kendrick, I think those guys be spitting. But in somebody that I might have always wanted to do something with, I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure. I work with whoever. Like, you know what I mean? I will. Like, I'll work with whoever.
Let's change directions, though. Let's change directions. Let's go locally. New Haven, Connecticut. Who do you think should get light on in New Haven, Connecticut? Who would you like to work with here in the scene?
In New Haven specifically, you said?
New Haven or any other place in Connecticut?
In Connecticut.
Or anything locally or any independent artist that's been shedding light on you?
My man in Hartford Bands is doing big work, man. That's my guy. And I always show him love every time I get a chance to, because, you know, as soon as I came home, he called me up, showed me love, jumped in one of my videos, was like, yeah, let's do it. And we have like 2 songs we did together in the past on mixtape. So, I mean, I think he deserved it. He works hard. Northern League, they always work hard. So I'm gonna get them. They stay consistent and work hard. And it's another brother. I'm trying to remember his name, out of Bridgeport, Spanish. I think either Spanish or I don't know where. I can't remember this brother's name, man. When I first came out, I seen some freestyles he was doing on some interviews. Dude was fire. I don't know where he at right now. I haven't heard of him, but the dude was fire. I wish I could remember his name. I can't. I'm getting into, believe it or not, when I touch, I had to work out a whole bunch of preliminaries. I had to get a lot of stuff built back up. And then I got to the point where I was like, all right, now I'm going to drop something. That I'm saying that to you because in passing, I've been seeing artists out here, haven't seen them enough where I could off the top of my head remember their names, but I seen some good artists out here. So I'm a little, the next interview, if we do one, I'll be sharper on that. My man 2CT, he's a young kid. He out here and he's local. He hasn't dropped any music yet, but I follow him on Instagram. He popping off right now. I can see him doing some things. Yeah.
Outside of music, what keeps you grounded?
The harsh realities of life. What life is and has been for me. A lot of people only know about that vacation I took, but I grew up a certain way too. You know what I mean?
Right.
I already was like, you know, and going through the trenches, you know what I mean, my whole life. So that, and I'm not necessarily in a bad position right now. So I get to reflect on those things. I'm talking about from sleeping in the car, washing up at the train station, you know what I mean? Days, you know, I've done it. I've done it all, you know what I mean? Getting money, you know, all the street stuff, anything you could think of coming up to where I am now. So anytime I'm going through something or I start looking back at what I came through and I'm like, nah, can't nothing stop me. God for me right now because I done went through and I'm getting goosebumps while I'm saying this. My eyes is tearing up, man, because it's a lot, man.
We're fortunately coming to a close, but I just have some final 2 questions for you. And this rest of the whole time is going to be yours just through promotion. What's one thing that fans don't know about you that would surprise them? And what do you want people to feel after hearing your music?
One thing fans probably don't know is I got a big heart. And I got an undying love for people, and my people. And a lot of times I might do some music that might not reflect that, but then I've got music out there that does reflect that and really just gotta listen. And I'm a very political dude. We don't get into that in hip hop when we talk, but I'm kind of deeply rooted in politics and law. That's why I said I became a paralegal. I'm into that. So that's on the side. I mean, I literally have some civil things going on right now that I got to get to as soon as we finish this. some motions and things to draft up. Yeah, so that's the side people might not know. And as far as what I want people to take away from the music, I really want people to just follow me on this journey. Don't be judgmental in a bad way. Of course, as a human being, as a person, do what you do. I don't like this, or I like that. I ain't saying you can't do that. Do that. But just don't judge me for one record or for one song or for one. Look into the body of work and look into what I'm really about. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I'll say this. Sometimes, in order to reach people, you have to become people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then once you reach them, you could kind of take them where you want them to go. But you got to reach them first. So sometimes you become what you're trying to reach, and then you lead them somewhere else. And I do that a lot with my music.
Now this rest of the time is yours. Promote Lit Summer. Promote any event that you got coming up, and please give out any social media and any links. This rest of the time is for you. So go right ahead.
All right, man. So I ain't. This is all non-scripted, but I'm gonna go up top of that. Listen, the single out right now is Lit Summer. It's LITSUMMA. Lit Summer. Like I said earlier, it's gonna be a lit fall, lit winter, whatever. So go check it. Check the video. It's out. It's on YouTube, Vivo, all platforms. The song is on every platform. My Instagram is @official Bic Wic. Again, it's spelled BIGWIC. Don't put the K. A lot of people put the K and you won't get me. So it's on TikTok. It's the same thing. Official Bic Wic. You know what I mean? And get ready. I tell people, get ready for that cheesecake, man, because that's the next single. And I'm telling you, it's you know, actually you'll hear some of that vintage Wic on that. I think you'll hear some of that vintage Wic. So cheesecake is the next single. I hope I could get back here and visit you brothers, because the single is coming out within a week. And we be shooting a video. Some of it's gonna be shot on a yacht. I mean, stay in tune with me on the social medias, because I do all kind of updates on my socials, on my stories and all that. So again, Instagram at official Bic Wic. That's the one I like to go to a lot. On YouTube, it's Bic Wic _push ENT. That's Bic Wic _push ENT on YouTube. And then on TikTok, it's official Bic Wic. And off the top of my head, that's all I could think of. Shout out to all the people that showed love on the Lit Summer our track. Shout out to DJ White Rod, G Rod, my man 2CT, Mel Perico, Big Pat at Powerhouse in Bridgeport. AB from Northern League was good. My man AB Money, Easy Mo B. Those brothers, we got some stuff coming up too with them. And that's it, man. DJ Lazy K and Shaq Fu Radio, peace to y'all too, man. They be showing me love. And if I forgot you, man, I love you, man. That's what it is. Bic Wic, you know, I'll get you on the next one, man. Just hit me up and talk your crap like y'all always do. That's what they do, yo.
Wicked. Thank you.
And thank you to y'all brothers.
Absolutely, man.
I appreciate you. Yo, word up.
For real.
Wicked, thank you for a great conversation. We appreciate this. We really do.
Sir. I appreciate you. Word up, brother. Peace, man. And listen, man, y'all get me back, man. When Cheesecake come out, for real, get me back.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a plan.
Absolutely.
All right.
WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven, myself, Preston, and my partner in crime, Long Island Raised, Elm City made, Mr. EZ BlueZ. We appreciate everyone. Thank you so much.
Peace.
There was a fire here.
Hey, yo, lighters up, lighters
It's
up.
about to be a lit summer.
Lighters up. Oh, it's about to be a it's about to be a lit summer.
It's about to be a lit summer. Do not use the elevator. It's about to be a lit summer.
It's about to be a lit summer. These niggas better hide their bitches. My guys up in this with a supply getting higher riches. It's about to be a lit summer. After that it'll be a lit winter. After that it'll be a lit fall. Look at y'all, I'm a lit nigga. Women getting they body tight. IG saying single now. She was a wife of the summer nigga all winter. She wanna mingle now. It's getting they abs lit. Dressed out with their Jews on them. Digging all in they stash. Copping the new whips. Popping the shoes on them. Lit summer cause it's hot at night. Licks coming to cop at night. Chickens wanting to hox and fight. Jail niggas like I chick height. Flicks coming in the mail to you. You gon' see us in strip club. You gon' see us on a strip drug. You gon' see that we lit as fuck. It's about to be a lit summer. 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 It's about to be a yo, lit summer cause the freaks out. Young just gon' sneak out. Stomach showing, belly rings out with the tuck shorts and the cheeks out. Jail niggas gon' discharge. 10 years she waited for him. Up the few niggas on the side, but she lied and said she saved it for him. That nigga ain't stupid though. He knows she is stupid. He just needed a ride and now he home. He about to use it though. I ain't gon' lie, I was the same. I ain't know how to act then. Still toting the strap like I'm in a trap like I was back then. Still jeweled down with all my splendor, feeling wild good. Is it a jail bid or is it nice on second childhood? Whatever it is, I'm cool with it. If it ain't broke, don't fool with it. If it ain't coke, it ain't dope. So old niggas don't know what to do with it. 4-wheelers and dirt bikes, shorty nails and toes did. Thuggin' this work night on the strip like them fools did. On the strip with the windows down, with the volume up and the L's lit. Shorty shotgunning, she a rider, she don't tell shit. My niggas get your paper up, IC's in a paper cup. Stay strapped but stay fly, stay iced out, stay tapered up. Stay cool in the AC, bottle water till it goes dark. It's about to be Noah's Ark with these hot chicks and these shows are. It's about to be a lit summer. Hey. It's about to be a lit summer. It's about to be a lit summer. Work, work, light is up. Work, work. Hey, it's about to be a lit summer. Work. And now, if you ain't ready to turn up, work. It's about to be a lit summer. Well, I'ma need y'all to turn turn around and get out. It's about to be a lit summer.
It's about to be a lit summer. It's about to be a lit summer. It's about to be a lit summer. It's about to be a lit summer. It's about to be a lit summer.